Ladies and gentlemen, American German Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. Haitian migrant right here, who's apparently was flown in by Joe Biden, raped a disabled person, teenager, 13. Folks, these people coming into our country, it's scary. Trump is supporting TikTok, not demise. Obviously, I think he sees TikTok as a, nobody's talking about this. I think Trump's support of TikTok is he is connecting. He knows the ban on TikTok is so unpopular with young people that this is a way that he can connect to young people. That's what I think. Putin won 87% of the vote in Russia. Fix is in. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Putin. I just finished watching a Cold War documentary, 9 episodes. And, you know, it's like refreshing your memory, and then some things always coalesce. In a lot of ways, Putin has that same. Hitler was so angry at what happened in World War I that drove him. Putin is so angry at what happened to the Soviet Union. He's so angry. And Ukraine is the grand prize. Ukraine, breadbasket, everything. Ukraine is the most important former part of the Soviet Union. And Putin's obsessed with it. What Putin has done in Russia is unbelievable. But the problem is that we could have either A, stood up to him and avoided this war, or 2, gave him what he wanted, which was meaningless. NATO was to protect the Western Europe from being invaded by Soviet Union. It worked. George Bush 41 declared after the fall of the Soviet Union, the era of the dictator is over. Look where we are now. We screwed up winning the Cold War. And I ain't going to get into it. This documentary lays it out really good. Although they're slanted liberal, but I know enough to pick through it and to tell you that I'm telling you, folks, Putin is a madman tyrant. And I'm also, I think, the only person who, A, we should have avoided the war, 2, should have gave him what he want and said, okay, we're not going to let anybody else in NATO. Does it really make a difference if you're in NATO or not? No, because the effect of what would happen is the same. And they screwed up. Bill Clinton screwed up. He screwed up the peace when he let Russia starve for 6 years after the fall of the Soviet Union. Clinton, major screw up. Clinton, Bush 43, Obama, and now Biden has lost the Cold War. We had an interlude in there with Trump. But where we are now is like you turn the clock back. And it's from failed presidential leadership. Terrible decisions. There you have it. Haiti is in complete turmoil, chaos. I studied up on the history of Haiti too. Again, doomed. Ozempic. A lot of employers are saying, nah, baby, nah, they don't want to cover it anymore because it costs so much. The battle for Ozempic. Trump said there's going to be a bloodbath talking about the auto industry, and they turn it around and act like there's going to be a civil war, which there might be, but that's not what he was saying. Trump campaign in Ohio went off the teleprompter a little bit and rallied for Marino. If all the Trumpers in Ohio vote for Marino, he'll win a crowded primary. The eclipse is April 8th, and you know how long it's going to be? The longest in 50 years, 7.5 minutes will be in darkness. There's a scandal around Marino. Apparently somebody played a prank. They're claiming that he went on to some kind of a finder to find young men when he was traveling. We'll see. Tuberville says we are living in satanic times. Probably are. Tucker got tricked into thinking that he was interviewing the people that manipulated the Kate photograph. They say drones have been circulating around Langley. Why do we let drones circulate around Langley? I swear my head's going to explode. The government is worried about McDonald's ice cream machines. Last I checked, McDonald's is a public-private corporation. If their ice cream machines work or not, who gives a damn? Unbelievable. Texas, the United States Supreme Court has upheld a freeze that Texas can keep the drag shows off their campuses. Maui, just like the conspiracy theorists said would happen, a lot of wealthy people are trying to buy up all the land in Maui after those fires. Musk says cannibals are coming to the United States. Should we doubt him? Should we doubt him? These people that are coming into this country? It's scary. Parachute. A couple and their child survived a plane crash by having a parachute. I got to ask you a question. Why wouldn't every airplane, small or large, not have parachutes? And if the jet was going down, you descend, right, Jamie, to a certain height to where everybody can parachute out. Yeah. I mean, come on. How is not every plane not have parachutes? It's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, I would chance that.
Hell yes. All right, 12 million gallons of raw sewage apparently Mexico's going to unleash in the ocean. What the hell? Drug bust, massive drug bust in Pennsylvania and New York, cocaine drugs. By the way, I came up with something about this. This is scary, folks. Sabrina and Jamie, think about this. All the cocaine, all the heroin, all the fentanyl, all the human trafficking, all the child trafficking. Why would all this be happening if there weren't users? How diabolical and sick is society? Yeah. Think of let that sink in for a minute. Would everybody be doing all this if there wasn't somebody buying it? Right? Yeah. I mean, good point. I'm clean. I don't have any of those vices. I got some vices, but not I cuss too much and some other things. But that's kind of scary. Yeah. All right. Kamala, her rating, 36%. Sam Feinstein, you know what they want to give him? 50 years. Riley Strain is still missing. He was the kid that got kicked out of the Luke Bryan bar and then went missing. Comer says they're going to hold a hearing whether Hunter shows up or not. And everybody, finally, Americans are sick and tired of COVID and booster shots. And another school teacher got nailed for grooming 12-year-olds. More than one. Jeez, old Pete. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, the American German Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Local News. Well, there's a shooting at the Newport on the Levee. 3 juveniles were hurt. You know what that means? It was juveniles shooting at each other. I swear, man, our country's going to hell in a handbasket. Chad Dorman's rights were violated after he was arrested. Some of these confessions will be thrown out, but guess what? It doesn't make any difference. Folks, this is where you're wasting your time. Why? Because whether he confessed or not, everybody knows he shot him. Everybody saw him shooting him. Makes no difference. You can't make this up. The Kentucky legislature passed a bill on animal torture, making it a felony. And this is sick stuff. In other words, the law is written to where it's like, hey, you're torturing an animal, it's a felony. You can't make this up. Savannah Maddox, Steve Doane, and others of these liberty gangs, Josh Calloway, voted against it. I mean, it's pretty crazy. All right, Joy Arns is missing. She's a 28-year-old Kentucky woman. Kentucky State Police are looking for her. My Massey case, the judge ruled on Friday that he could stay on the ballot, but I am filing an appeal tomorrow. 42 counties in the state of Kentucky, including Fayette, have lost people going in the wrong direction. In Ohio, Forest Hills School District is going to close their schools for the eclipse. What? And DeWine is saying state of emergency based upon tornadoes. Children's has got some kind of a program that they think are going to help with kids and guns. In Indiana, Carson Hughes' body was found in Versailles Lake. Sad. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Do not be a currish, bacon-fed scut. Be an oracle. Welcome.
Welcome to Eric Deters World News. This is Jamie Spindley with the latest headlines. In a landslide victory, Russian President Vladimir Putin secures a fifth term in office, as indicated by exit polls following 3 days of nationwide elections. Opposition candidates pose minimal challenge to Putin's dominance. Southern Iceland is under a state of emergency following the eruption of yet another volcano on the Reykjanes Peninsula, making the fourth eruption since December. Lava flows, while powerful, have been described as slow and steady since Sunday, with concerns mounting as the molten rock approaches the outskirts of the evacuated town of Grindavik. In other news, over 30 US citizens were sent home from Haiti to the United States on a chartered flight organized by the United States State Department. The evacuation comes with escalating tensions and security concerns in Haiti, with the State's Department spearheading efforts to ensure the safety of all American citizens. And tragedy strikes in Australia as a man plunges to his death from a hot air balloon above Melbourne. The incident occurred just 30 minutes into the flight, with a man's body discovered in a residential street early hours this morning. Whilst the balloon safely landed in a nearby park, authorities are investigating the circumstances surrounding the fatal fall, which occurred despite the presence of the pilot and the other passengers on board. That's the latest headlines. Stay safe. Cheerio.
Ladies and gentlemen, American jury, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries. Well, the NCAA tournament is here. Connecticut's the overall number one. Houston, Purdue, and who's the fourth one? Arizona. It's Arizona number two. Anyway, all the number ones, and guess what, folks? We'll see who wins. Reds lost to the Guardians yesterday 4-2. Micah Hedlington, the center, broke his femur during the game in Florida. Indiana State, man, that big old 6'10" white guy, all the glory. This is Larry Bird's old college, did not make the cut. Also did not make the cut. St. John's, after only losing to Connecticut in the finals by like 5 to 7 points, he was ripped off. Patino was. Xavier and UC, well, guess what? It's NIT time for them. Actually, NIT time for UC. Xavier didn't even make the NIT. FC won yesterday 2-1. Joey Votto, on his first swing for Toronto Blue Jays, hit a home run. Nick Saban, I didn't know this, played football at Kent State during the Kent State shooting. He was going to go out to see it, but instead decided to eat lunch first. He said it had a big impact on him. His first student coaching was there at Kent State. That's where he got his start. Jerome Bettis' son, pitcher right here, wide receiver, is picked Notre Dame. University of Kentucky, they got a great draw. They play Oakland on Thursday. Then they play the winner of North Carolina State and Texas Tech. Trevon Diggs, this is a funny story. Joey Chavez, his girlfriend, okay, they're having a baby. You ready for this? She also has a baby with the Future and a baby with some other big star. She's got 3 babies from rich, famous guys. This woman is never going to work again. Justin Fields was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. OBJ cut by the Ravens. Garoppolo signed as a backup for the Rams. All right, conference tournament. Are you ready for this? All those games. SEC won by Auburn, but there were some great games. Illinois won the Big Ten. Unbelievable. Tyron Smith, All-Pro Dallas Cowboys, signed with 1 year New York Jets. Atlantic 10, about 15 minutes left in the game, the confetti came down a little too early. The Reds' TJ Friedel has fractured his wrist, non-displaced fracture. He's going to be out for about 5 weeks. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American Cherry Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Pop Culture. Bruno Mars apparently has lost $15 million gambling at the MGM Casino. He's there in-house performing shows. Apparently he makes $50 million a year. But apparently he has got a gambling problem. I didn't know this. He actually played blackjack for a living before becoming a star. Kid Rock, He wants to start promoting rodeos. And it's pretty interesting. This is a funny story. This woman right here identifies and is named Meow, but she identifies as a dog. You talk about a screwed up person. First off, she wants to be an animal, which is messed up. But then she's got it all backwards. She's going to be called Meow instead of Bow Wow and identify as a dog. Bill Maher fired his agent. Why? His agent didn't invite him to his party after Oscars. Good reason to do it, if you ask me. Snubbed. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.